the bunker. You know, it's been really quiet lately as far as, our country being under a threat. And, you know, the old term, peace before the storm, is a real thing. And so, me personally, I've been receiving, I guess you would call it threats, cyberbullying, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people on here that knows what's going on, and with all these people threatening me and cyberbullying me, which that's I've done nothing to anyone to have this is ridiculous. And so all my whole neighborhood, we're a very get to know your neighbors. That's a big part of your security is your neighbors. Your neighbors know, you know, if you got good neighbors, like the neighborhood I live in, we really watch out for each other and we really help each other. So, my neighbors, they all know what's going on. I've got 5 different houses with at least one camera pointed over here on this property, keeping an eye on the place. Because, I help my neighbors out. I do anything I can for them. They know that. Um, it's been like 20 years. In the last 20 years, I've gotten one traffic ticket. So, I don't know how bad of a guy I could be, but perimeter security, that's the main thing, and it's redundancy. Uh, one good way to do it if you don't have a lot of perimeter security is set up one perimeter security that's obvious. So where they know they oh wow, there's some security there. So and then you set another one up that they can't see. So they'll get past what they think is your perimeter security and then set off your second perimeter security. It's redundancy, and I don't. No one comes to my house except for people from the church. I'm sorry, I can't read that language. I apologize for that. But so my neighbors know, if there's anyone up here, if anyone comes down this street that does not live here, they're being watched. And that's how you do it. You get to know your neighbors, you make allies, and you watch out for each other. Hi, how you doing? Good to have you here. You watch out for each other. You watch each other's backs. You keep an eye on each other's property, make sure no one's out stealing stuff or whatever. And we try to keep this neighborhood a safe community. And community is big. That's big. So I recommend, one of your number one security tools, is your neighbors, really. I got a lot of neighbors, that their wives don't work, because they make good money, and their wives don't have to work, so they are housewives, and they raise the children, and that's awesome, man. I tell you what, to be able to do that nowadays with the cost of living it's tough to make it without both parents working, but if nothing else, I got all these old women just sitting around just watching. So, and everybody's got a cell phone nowadays. And everybody in this neighborhood's got my phone number, and every one of them knows how to call 911. So That is the main thing. And also, if you get to know your neighbors real good, and they find out, you're a stand-up person, like when a hurricane comes through here, I help them clear the trees out of their yards, and I just help. I do what I can, and I share my fruit because I grow guavas. I share my guavas with my neighbors, and if any of us out here, if one of our pumps go down, well, then the other neighbors you're more than welcome to use our water. So we're just country folks out here. That's just the way we live. That's the good thing about living out the way I do, is just good country folks. Just keep an eye on everything, and I like a nosy neighbor. I like a neighbor that sits there and just keeps tabs on what goes on over here. I like that because, for one, I don't break the law, and two, it's always nice. Awesome, Aaron Scott. Yeah. There'll be Ladies Not Live tonight. Little Miss Prepper. They're doing a World Without Rule of Law game, and for people that participate in that game, there's certain words. If you say it, you'll win a deck of cards from it. So, not exactly a time on that. You can go to the channel; it's posted. But tonight is Ladies Night Live. It's a ladies only panel. Now, men are more than welcome to join in on the chat, but these women know a lot. They know a lot. They know a lot more than I do. Okay, and you can learn a lot. They're usually on the panel we got people that literally homestead for a living. I mean, that's what they do. And with the way this country, the direction this country's headed in, it's we're going to have to join together as Americans. Stop picking each other apart over little things that you may not approve of someone doing. As long as they're not harming anyone or harming you, what's it matter? Like Little Miss Prepper, she's like, just let it go and don't talk about it. But I just can't, for the life of me, get over why I'm being cyberbullied on YouTube when I've done nothing wrong. Nothing at all. You can't force someone to donate money on YouTube. That's just, it just can't be done. I mean, when I'm sitting in my little bunker in the middle of nowhere and somebody donates to the channel from I don't know where, I'm not forcing no one to do that. How can you? But this channel, it's about how to survive on little or no money, and I'm really good at that, because in Florida, man, it's expensive down here. It's expensive just to rent a place. Like, man, I've been going back to work. I lost my mom. And then I lost my dad. 3 tours in Vietnam, 3-time Vietnam veteran. He died of the Agent Orange. And yeah, I had someone, say, oh, he puts videos up and then takes them down. Look, I put a video up and then I realized, man, my dad wouldn't want someone to see him like that. So yeah, I took it down. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want to on here. As long as I stay within the rules of YouTube, I can do whatever I want. And if I want to take a video down because I think, well, maybe, I shared a little bit too much, well, then I'm allowed to do that. Okay. And as far as, I had someone saying I was a woman stalker. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've never stalked a woman in my life. And I've been married for the last 20 years. I'm not sure what. See, I'm not hit with all this new lingo and all. I'm almost 60 years old. Okay, so I don't understand all this stuff. So I apologize for that. I'm just old country redneck, that likes to ride motorcycles and likes to hang out occasionally with his motorcycle friends and ride. I don't do it a lot. I may even have to step down from my position because my PTSD is getting worse. And, I was told by the psychologist that, the older you get, the worse it's going to get. And I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke pot. I don't do drugs. The only medication, and then I fuss about it. My wife, I am prescribed certain medications from my psychologist, and my wife, pretty much forces me to take that. And, I fuss about it because it does make me feel tired, and I get a little brain fog when I'm taking that medication. And I don't know, it kind of like takes a lot of my just ambition away. I just don't feel like doing anything. But it's better than my wife having to deal with the other stuff that happens when I don't take the medication. So, I have these god awful night. See what it is? It's called night terror. I have these terrible nightmares to where they're so bad that I'm literally covered in sweat. I wake up, I'm burning up, and then the sweat, I get cold. That's why they say, if you're in cold weather and you're working, if you start sweating, then you need to take off a layer of clothes or stop what you're doing because that sweat will get you cold. I'm still not. I'm not sure what that means, but I apologize. I'm not sure what all that means. You look, I'm not the brightest guy in the room, okay? Just old redneck, just a farm boy, work security. I'm finding out that, well, I'm getting too old for that. I'm retiring from cage fighting. I'm just too old. Oh, okay, cool. I get that a lot, by the way, especially when I got these on, right? I get that a lot, especially when I got these on. So, yeah, I'm an old guy. I have to have glasses to see, all right? But, yeah, I get that a lot when I got those glasses on. But, no, I don't do drugs. I don't endorse any of that. I would even tell people to be careful of prescription drugs also. I mean, when I first started going to the psychologist many years ago, because I've had PTSD for many years and I worked through it for a very long time, actually doing stuff that was just making it worse. But I went to the psychologist because I was having anxiety really, really, really bad. And they just gave me a bottle of Xanaxes, and they're like, hey, Ashton. They gave me a bottle of Xanaxes, and they're like, here, just take these. And it did make the anxiety go away, but it caused other problems. And then I didn't realize how addictive they are. So I had the hardest time getting off of the Xanaxes. I really did. I literally told my doctor, don't write those for me anymore. And because I was just not having a good reaction to them, I believe they were causing me to hallucinate. And because now that I'm not taking them, it's backed off a lot. But right now, man, am I sick? I tell you, I've been working on perimeter security big time because it's only a matter of time. These guys making these hate videos till I feel it's only a matter of time till they plan an attack and try to attack my shed compound. So I'll be ready for that. My whole neighborhood will be ready for that. We already are. So, I mean, there's not a car that comes down this road that the tag doesn't get recorded because I live on a dead end road. Have a Texas Ranger living at the end of the road, retired Texas Ranger. We got 2 different households that are law enforcement that live on the street. So, those guys are professionals at dealing with crap. Okay. And I talk to them. I have a good rapport, with everyone. I go out of my way when someone, moves in the neighborhood to introduce myself and then introduce them to the rest of the neighborhoods and say, look, we try to look out for each other out here, because we really all we have out here, because we are out a good little ways. And so we watch out for each other's property, each other's livestock, and just each other. Well, when my mom was in the process of passing, and hospice, they sent the bed out here and they brought my mom out here, but that's all they did. They at first they didn't send no one. They didn't. And so my wife, she did the best she could, taking care of my mom. But my wife is a natural caregiver, not a professional trained caregiver. Okay. I mean, and literally, on the paperwork, she is literally my caregiver. I'm not even responsible for the money or anything. I mean, she handles all that. And I could just sit home and live off disability. Well, first off, that's not true, because the disability is not enough to live off of. It's not. And that just don't set right with me, just sitting at home and drawing disability. I would lose my mind. I mean, what little bit of it I have left, So I work every chance I get. I did take some time off work when my mom was dying, and then when my dad was dying, I took some time off work. And I've gone back to work, but man, I tell you what, I guess I forgot how rough it was, or I'm just getting older. I don't know, man, but My feet hurt. I'm tired. You know, those 12-hour shifts from 7 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't. And then having to deal with all the drama. You know, I've been shot. I've been stabbed. Anything you can think of. I've been chopped with an axe. Who the hell brings an axe to a bar? But, little Miss Prepper, she's been tired of me doing that kind of work for a long time. She's just, because I never get to spend any time with her, and she's tired of sewing me up because I've only had to go to the hospital once, no, twice, but the rest of the times I would just come home and have her sew me up. But you know, we've been talking and praying and asking for guidance. Let's see. Oh, doing all right, man. I'm getting by. I'm getting cyberbullied on YouTube, but besides that, you know, and people, I, you know, I'm supposed to be, you know, the mean, tough guy, you know, the bouncer, the MMA fighter, and but I'm just a human, man. I'm like I said, I'm almost 60 years old, so if I think I could get out there and wrestle around in the grass with you and win that fight, I will. But out here in the real world, this is not the case, man. It's not going to happen like that. Okay. I'm not sure what video you're talking about there, Ashton. We'll have to figure it out. So I just come here. I do random lives. You know, I usually don't. I do a few scheduled lives, but most of them are random. And you know, also during the holidays, you know, check on people. You know, we lose 22 veterans a day to self-deletion. That's 22 too many. And I'm not a professional psychologist, so I feel that they just feel alone, and living with post-traumatic stress disorder is very hard, and is a challenge. It really is. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. I try not to feed into that all that much. You know, I'm just looking at it as like, okay, you're going to make the time to go out of your way, you know, to make a video about me, as you know, like what, like I'm so important. Like you guys, you know, making these videos about me, you make me feel like President Trump, man. I mean, with all the hate and the lies and the nonsense and the rumors and you making me feel special. And I don't need that. I don't need that. You know, Heavenly Father makes me feel special enough. My son makes me feel special enough. My wife makes me feel special enough. I don't need anyone else's help. Thank you. And so, you know, let's just, for the people out there that has a heart, and I understand, you know, I get it, you know, I understand a little bit why people are attacking other people is because times are hard, you know, and people are struggling financially, and you know, I don't know what's going on in someone's life to make them devote. I don't know how long it takes for them to make a video about me, you know, because me, you know, when I make a video, I just use Ryobi flashlights and a cell phone and just make them. I don't edit. I don't. That's why sometimes I'll take a video down, because I'll be like, nah, I really shouldn't have showed that or said, and I'll take it down. And if I want to take a video down, that's my business. It's no one else's. You know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I wish I could pronounce that name, King. Thank you, King. I appreciate that. Because, you know, I try really hard to be a good person. Now, and I am not the same person I was 20 years ago. I'm not. I don't have that chip on my shoulder anymore. I don't have that ego, you know. I've eaten a lot of humble pie. Okay, so what you have here before you is a very humble man that has realized I'm not strong enough to deal with all this on my own. So I turn to God to give me the strength to deal with my post-traumatic stress disorder, to deal with these cyber bullies, to deal with these envious people. This, I don't understand. I don't understand. But why people are that way? You know, when someone's doing good, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No one is there. You're right. You're right. So, you know, we need to lighten up on each other. You know, everyone needs to lighten up and understand that a lot of people are struggling, and stop lashing out at other people because of your personal problems. You know, try to better yourself. I'm always trying to better myself, whether that's working out, trying to get stronger, whether that's reading the Bible and trying to better my knowledge of the scriptures, uh, praying. I pray a lot. Uh, Realizing that I am not strong enough to take on this world alone, that I must have God on my side. That's just really what it has come down to. You know, you can look, you know, because I got a lot of videos. This channel's been up for 8 years, and I've tried to help people. You know, one of the persons that I really bent over backwards to try to help, would literally, he would be intoxicated on drugs and alcohol. I would talk to him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Any hours, he'd text me, message me, all these weird hours and everything, and I would talk to him and say, "Hey, you okay?" You know, and and then he even posted some crap about me. I'm like, what? I don't understand, dude. I tried to help you, man, and you're posting stuff about me. I never asked you for nothing, you know. I did not put the super chat button here on YouTube. YouTube did that, and 99% of people on YouTube, they start a channel and it's two reasons that go hand in hand. One reason is because they want to share the knowledge that they know with other people, hoping it'll help other people. And just to be honest, also do it, you know, for the money. I mean, YouTube is a source of income for me. I don't make a lot, but I do make some. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes people make mistakes and are not aware of something. Yeah, exactly. I give an example. Our work buddy from our team got stacked today from the corporation 2 days before Christmas party. They packed him up in less than an hour and escorted him out like a criminal. See, I mean, and it and I bet a lot of it was unnecessary. It was somebody that had some authority and some power abusing their authority and power. You know, there's a when I have to fire a bouncer because he doesn't have the temperament or for whatever reasons, or he's, you know, creeping on the girls, or, you know, whatever. I take them to the side and do it nice and politely, and I keep that between me and them. So, so I don't understand why people have to be so mean. I don't get it, especially nowadays. You know, I mean, like I said, everything's so expensive. Everyone's struggling. I mean, there are people out there that are doing okay. They are, and I am very happy for that. I am not one of those people. Okay. I'm trying to get back in the groove of work, and man, oh man, am I sick right now. And but I'm still, still going to try to persevere. Still going to try to go in tonight. I'm going to try. And another thing too, like people calling up. They're telling me, "Yo, man, we got people calling up here asking if you work here." Do you people, the people that are doing that, do you not realize that in that kind of business, and pretty much any business, that they're not allowed to say who works there and who doesn't work there? If someone calls up my job and someone tells them, yeah, he works here, they're getting fired. That's the rules. If someone was to come up to me and ask me, yo, does a certain girl work up there where you work? If I say yes, she does, I will get fired. That you can't do that in my line of work. The whole team was discussing what they did to him and how they done it. Yeah, and that's the thing, and it's because y'all knew that it didn't have to play out that way. Yeah. No, they're not calling in for a fight. They're just calling up my work to see if I work there. Like, for one, it's none of no one's business where I work. For two, for the people that are calling my job and asking, do I work there? You want me calling your job and asking, do you work there? I mean, what would even motivate you to do something like that? I mean, and they're not going to tell you I work there. They better not. That's against, especially in my industry, okay? Because there's a lot of creeps that we have to deal with. Working in a club full of girls, and I'll just say it, working at a strip club, there's a lot of creeps that go there, and so there's a lot of information that is not allowed to be shared, period. I'm not even allowed to tell you the girl's real name, because all strippers, they don't go by their real name. That's their stage name. If I even told you their real name, I would get fired. And I should be fired if I was to do that. I should. So I wouldn't do that, but anyone that does that, they will be fired on the spot. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So if I'm so important to you that you feel you need to make a video about me, well, then that kind of insinuates to me that maybe you're planning something. And I will be ready. And it's not going to be an MMA fight. So there's that. And there's things that I don't mess with, but just because I don't mess with them doesn't mean my neighbors don't have them. It doesn't mean that my neighbors won't use them. And if you're focused on me, you're going to have your back towards them. And we are a very tight community here. And we keep it that way. We've literally ran a couple of people out of the neighborhood because they were in here selling drugs. And we're not going to have that on this street. So the whole neighborhood got together and ran them out of here. And like I said, we got 2 separate Leo households. And then a Texas Ranger. You know, we're good. And you got me. You know, I'm just an old guy, but I will do my best. You know, that's all anyone can do is their best. Or you becoming an influential. I see those big names and all, man. I'm just an old country boy, so yeah, I got a Texas Ranger that lives on this street. Now he's a retired Texas Ranger, of course, and he moved to Florida. But yeah, we got a Texas Ranger that lives on this street, man. You don't mess with those guys, and that guy doesn't miss nothing. He I guess, you know, you never stop being a Texas Ranger because this guy, man, he's always watching. He's always out there glassing. I mean, it's just what he does. And I've been here for many years and no one's never had any problems out of me. I've done nothing but help people. So, community, your neighbors will be one of your best securities. And then, you know, what you do on your own is cool. And I got a few neighbors that would literally run over here, so they are aware of my perimeter security. Yeah, Rangers are tough guys, man. So you don't mess with them. So I strongly recommend not coming in this neighborhood causing trouble with 2 law enforcement officers living here. I mean, more than 2, but 2 households, and then a Texas Ranger, then just a bunch of country folk rednecks, you know, with cows and goats and stuff, you know. I mean, we're just the kind of people that we just want to be left alone. That's why we live out here that way. We don't want to be bothered. We don't bother no one. And as far as I know, everyone here is a Christian. And even if someone's not, I don't judge anyone. Me, I'm just saying I'm not strong enough to do life without being a Christian. I'm not strong enough to push through life without God. I'm not. And I'll be the first one to admit it. Now, for you young guys out there and all, you know, that may think you are, and, you know, one day you might get old, and everything's going to hurt. You're going to get sick, and you're going to need help one day. Everybody needs help sooner or later. You know, it is what it is. And so I don't know. I just felt like coming on here and just talking. Hopefully I got through to someone that will check on their neighbors and make allies and make friends. And make sure your neighbors, you know, if you got that widow that's living on your street, you know, make sure on Christmas that you stop by and visit her and bring your children down there and visit her, you know. They're lonely. You know, I mean, what's it going to hurt? And, you know, and hey, she might make the best cookies, you know, in the world. You never know till you meet them and get to know them. Yeah, yeah. Don't fear your own friends. You know, that I had guys on here that I thought we were friends that are making videos about me, and that the thing is, on the stuff that they're saying is absolutely not true. That's the thing. It's absolutely not true. I'm not sure where they're hearing this or where they're getting their information, but it's there's a couple things that's been truthful, but for the most part, 99.999% of everything they said is not true. Yeah, they love me. I honestly, I just think that they're just jealous and they're just lashing out, you know, because on this channel, man, I put in the work. You know, there's times I'm on here all night long talking to people, trying to help people, entertaining people. It is literally my side job. Yeah, 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 you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. Yeah, my fan club, you're right, you're right. No, no, they were just straight up saying stuff that wasn't true. Like one guy said I was a woman stalker. That's not true. I've I've never stalked a woman. I've been in love with two women in my entire life, and I married them both. And I'm still married to the second one. So, and I wasn't one of those guys, you know, your ladies, man. I didn't get around or any of that when I was young, you know. I got with a girl when I was like 15. Ended up marrying her. We were married for 20 years. Things didn't work out, you know, and she did get a restraining order on me, which was invalid because I never did anything to warrant a restraining order. But maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know, but I was married to that woman for 20 years. I'm not stalking her. I want that woman as far away from me as I can get. I'm remarried now. I'm happily married with no drama. You know, my first wife, it was just too much. And she's a good woman and all. I'm not going to say anything bad about her because there's really nothing bad that I can say about her. I mean, honestly. I mean, she was a good woman. And it just didn't work out. You know, sometimes things just don't work out. And it just didn't work out, you know. No, they're not joking. So I'm preparing for an attack. You know, till you know a couple of them get together and want to ride out and come mess with this old boy. And somebody may get hurt. Maybe me. But I don't need that in my life. My wife doesn't need this in her life. It's just YouTube, guys. What I mean, there is life beyond YouTube. And I'm not going to apologize of how many subscribers I have. Okay? It's people subscribe to my channel. I don't force anyone to subscribe to my channel. People subscribe to the channel because they want to. So, you know, if you're hating on me because you don't have many subscribers and I got a few, well, then that's something you're doing wrong. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I can't force no one to subscribe to your channel. I couldn't force anyone to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I don't understand why people does that. I don't get it. You know, there's 500 million other things in this world people could be doing. You know, bettering their self, securing their perimeter. But yet they're too worried about me and my business when it's none of my business is none of their business. So I don't know why they're making it their business when it's my business. And maybe I do share a little bit too much on here, and I'm gonna start watching that. Thank you, But why? Thank you. I appreciate it. I've worked hard. I've put in the time. I've got a lot of videos demonstrating how to do things, and I got it really hot in here because I'm sick as a dog. But how I know, my dog's over there panting because she's hot, and I'm over here with the heater going, man. So yeah, I'm sick. So yeah, get to know your neighbors, build your perimeter security, make allies, try to make friends, not enemies. And if what you're doing offends people, but you're not doing anything wrong, well, then that's sorry for them. Yeah, I will. I will. Yeah, man, all this stress and all, I've gotten sick. I'm sick. I don't know. I got the flu. I got something. Sick as a dog. But yeah, I want to come over here and hopefully y'all will check it out and see when that Ladies Night Live is and join in on the Ladies Night Live and get to know your neighbors and, look out for each other. And as Americans, let's help out each other instead of tearing each other down. Please. And if life gets too much, God's there. He's real. I feel him. I would not be able to deal with this if it wasn't for God. So, if when you're down on your knees, that's a good time to start praying. So, see y'all, American Prepper. Please pray for me and pray that this PTSD eases up. Yeah, I think it's going to get, but why I said it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think it's going to get worse before it gets worse. But I love you, Ashton. I love you. I love everyone. So with that, it's All American Prepper. Stay ready. Stay blessed. Please pray for me. And have a blessed day.